sports fans, and welcome to Foxborough High School for tonight's matchup of the 2018 MIAA Division II South Boys Varsity Basketball Tournament, with tonight's game featuring the Foxborough Warriors and the Hanover Indians. I'm Brady Gardner alongside Chad Bursch. Thanks for joining us.
Hi guys, Foxborough's coming into this game off the back of the New Mission win on, what was that, Friday? Thursday. Yep. Great game for Foxborough, the best half of basketball they've had probably all season, and they're coming into this game with momentum, but Hanover is as well. To get into this round, Hanover beat Fian, almost doubling their score, 64-35. And not to take anything away from Fian, but they're one of the weaker teams in Division II. Foxborough handled them pretty easily. So this looks like an even matchup. Hanover, first year in Division II. They won the Division III state championship last year. And, that really just goes to prove they have a winning environment, a winning vibe with their coaches. And, even looking at their roster, the roster's pretty much the same as last year. Matthew Delahunt, the senior captain, 6'1", he's a two-time Patriot League MVP. And to win an MVP of a league as a junior is just so special. Now, the Patriot League is one of the weaker leagues in Division II, but it's still got some strong teams. I mean, Hanover won the state championship last year.
Yeah, and you talk about, this Hanover team coming up from Division III this year. They've got something to prove. Like you said, them coming in with those winning ways, being the state champs Division III. Well, now they're in Division II. They're looking to do the same thing here. And meanwhile, this Foxborough team, they've played with an edge all year, always coming in, something to prove. So we got two teams here, really want it. It's all on the line here tonight. Looking forward to a great basketball game.
Starting lineup for Hanover, number 11, Aaron Boyes, number 21, Matthew Delahunt, number 33, Daniel Hamza, number 3, John Landry, and I didn't pick up on the last one, but I believe it's number 31, Jake McInerney. Start lineup for Foxborough, same as always, and we'll head over for the national anthem by Kelly McCarthy.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good job by Kelly. Well, Chad, when you see a full gym like this with great turnouts from both the student sections and the adult sections for both sides, it's a huge game.
Oh, yeah,
exactly what we have
absolutely.
Here today.
This is the most packed I've seen this gym since the last pep rally in the high school. This is a packed house. All four stands are packed. Hanover traveled well. Both teams going with a blackout. It's going to be interesting to see who wins the fan sections, if you will.
Yes, it will be interesting. Again, you mentioned that Foxborough lineup. Let's just go through it name by name one more time. Brandon Board, Teddy Mayer, Bobby Harrison, Joe Morrison, Matt Rangioni. The same starting five that they've gone with really all year. We will look to see them dig into the bench a little bit. Players like Ryan Hughes, Devin Hassett, Anthony Malika. But it's the starting five that has really led the Warriors all year, with 4 seniors there in that starting group.
And just seeing the starting lineup for Hanover, they do have a little bit of size, which is something that Foxborough's encountered thus far this season, you know, Mansfield had some size, Franklin had some size, and they've done a lot better with it than I expected. They use their speed and just overall energy to really make that a non-factor.
Well, a far start from Bobby Harrison, and the jump ball will not be let happen there. They'll say it was a violation from Harrison and kind of an unusual way to get underway here.
You know, as bad as that looks and stuff, it shows that they came to play.
Right.
They're ready right off the tip for real.
It's true. So Hanover in the blue going right to left. Foxborough defending here. They'll be left to right once they get the ball here. It's Hamza with the shot. Daniel Hamza, no good. Barely kept in bounds there and kicked back out. Number 3, John Landry will take control.
Defensive specialist Joe Morrison playing defense on Matthew Delahunt. That's going to be the matchup of the night.
Landry tried to force it inside. It was not converted underneath there by Hamza.
Man-to-man defense for Hanover. Delahunt playing defense on board. And with number 31, McInerney.
Board takes the 3, got it.
On Morrison.
Just as you mentioned that matchup there, Brandon Board knocks it down. First points of the game. Deep 3 ball there from Brandon Board. Landry. To 11, Aaron Boyes. Boyes trying to drive. Kicks it back out. Cross court to Landry. Nearly trapped. Finds a man. Now it's Hamza. Drive baseline. Just a little strong there. Jake McInerney comes up with it. 3 ball, no good.
Right off the bat, there's an energy and poise for both teams that's really going to be special to watch tonight.
Joe Morrison goes to Brandon Board. Now it's Bobby Harrison. Back to Board. Foxborough using the perimeter passing here early. Morrison bounce pass inside to the streaking Harrison, and he goes right inside and gets the layup.
Bobby Harrison, one of those X factors that we talk about almost every game. When Foxborough has 3 scores over double digits, they're 10-0. Harrison's
drives.
usually that third player.
Foul was called there on the drive by Landry.
That lay-in by Harrison. Again, just cutting, slashing down the lane, right up and in. Great move. We've seen that plenty of times this year.
Inbound there, forced to Delahunt. His first touch of the game, working against Joe Morrison, somewhat predictably. Loses the handle, somehow come up with by Aaron Boyes. Here's John Landry. Back to Boyes, 3 ball. No good. Brandon Board there for the rebound.
Foxborough's defense all year has just been suffocating, but tonight it feels like, or actually this afternoon, it feels like there's just that extra intensity, which you expected in the playoffs, obviously.
I believe this is the first televised afternoon game that we've had all season.
I can't remember ever doing an afternoon game,
Well,
to be honest with you.
I guess I should say it's not going to be live televised, but it is recorded for future broadcasts. Shot there goes from Matt Rongione.
It's going to be big to get Rongione going early.
You know, Ronjone's a pass-first kind of player, but right there, he saw the space and he took it.
I also saw him running over to the bench. Very, very reserved guy, temperament-wise, but he was getting ready. Let's see if we can see it here. Yeah, he's having it.
He's a senior captain. He's getting his guys going early here. 5:45 left in the first quarter. Foxborough up early, 8-0.
You know, that's really just another one of those X factors for Foxborough. They're going to get their threes. Usually it's Morrison, and usually it's Board or maybe Rongione. But to get him this early is really going to go a long way. I mean, remember the New Mission game, the first quarter was 19-19 at half. And that's really just, it's going to help a lot.
Here's that first shot from Brandon Board just to start the game. And we've talked about this sophomore, really a ton of confidence in the kid, and deservedly so. He's a great player for this Foxborough squad.
I mean, imagine if Foxborough got out quickly against New Mission. That would have been an even bigger lead going into half, or actually at the end of the game. Coach John Gibbs, what is this, his 4th year, 5th year?
This is his 4th, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he started when we did, but can't say enough about the job he's done with this Foxborough team. Constantly competitive every year, making the good tournament runs. Just another one here that we are in the progress of right now. Here's Delahunt, working against Morrison. Jump pass over to Landry for three. He's fouled and he hits it. Teddy Mayer was there in coverage, just a little too close. Foul was called and Landry will get to the line.
Again, like the Harrison play earlier, obviously it's a mistake by Mayer there, but it just shows that they're ready for this game. Maybe they're making that play a little too aggressively, which I'd rather them be aggressive than passive, obviously.
See that three again from the senior guard. And now Landry with a chance for the 4-point play. Don't see this very often. Knocks it down. So just like that, they cut the lead in half, 8-4.
We have the junior guard, Anthony Malik, in this game. Scored 15 against New Mission. And he had another game like that against Sharon earlier the year. And to get him offensively going is a big pickup for this team.
Board into the corner, Rangioni. All the way around back to Board. Morrison just lost the handle and it went over towards the Hanover bench. So Hanover will take over on their own half. Here's Landry, working against Malika. Goes to Delahunt, back out, boys. Over, Landry for three, just off the back rim, Board collects.
Well, I'll tell you, Landry doesn't really look like a basketball player.
It sure is one though, he's played well so far this game. And they look for big contributions from him today. Board for three, got it. Brandon Board, he's got 6 on the night, knocking him down from deep. Keep saying night and evening. I got to get that out of my head. It's only 3 p.m. here. Landry finds underneath the streaking Boys.
Smooth move there by Boys. Baseline layup, reverse layup, smooth. Right off the bat, Hanover has some very good ball movement on the offensive end.
Morrison for three, just long. Harrison tried to come up with the offensive rebound, couldn't. Delahunt able to collect it, goes to Boys. Now it's Landry. 3:51 left in the opening quarter. Landry inside, spins, scores.
That's where missing Teddy Mayer is going to hurt this game. Mayer has 2 fouls early on. Not to say Malika is a less defender than Mayer, but Mayer has that lateral quickness that's going to help him a lot.
Interception by Delahunt off the pass from Malika. Open was McInerney, able to save it after it nearly went out of bounds. Malika came in strong and forced the travel there from Boys.
Great hustle play there by Malika to get his hand in the face of the Hanover player. There's definitely an extra gear these teams are in right now.
Sure is. Extra energy in this gymnasium as well.
Yeah, there's an atmosphere that they haven't faced this year.
It's Malika, pump fakes, passes it to Rangioni. He goes inside, Board, wide open, and scores. And the Board finds space underneath, makes it count. Goes John Landry now. Makes a move, goes right inside, bounces around, doesn't go, and Brandon Board will take over. Here goes Board. Bobby Harrison, now Morrison. Harrison underneath. Kicks it out, Rangioni three, good. Matt Rangioni, 2 early threes.
Offense is clicking on all cylinders right now.
Chad is loving it. Here's Delahunt. Yet to play a real big role in this game. He takes a shot. And that one, right as I say it, he's good. And he's
I can see why he's the MVP if he's going to make plays like that all night.
That was impressive.
Over Morrison as well.
It's Malika. It's to Harrison. 16-10 in favor of the Warriors. They'll look to extend on that here. Here's Board. Drives inside, kicks it off, Rangioni. No good that time, same spot, different result.
Delahunt running the fast break. Tries to get away from Morrison to no prevail.
Landry will call a play. Now he goes into the corner. The travel is called on number 12, Andrew Carroll. Just checked into the game and cost his team a possession there.
Rangioni showing off the lateral quickness and on-ball defense there. Hassett checks in for Harrison. Hassett isn't really the best basketball player, but boy, does he bring an energy and an edge that this team needs so much.
Yeah, just a real athlete, Devin Hassett. You know, we talk about him playing football as the quarterback for this Foxborough team in the fall, but he's had a real contribution on this basketball team as well. Now inside is Joe Morrison.
Already, he's getting into it with Delahunt a little bit on the offensive end.
Morrison's floater didn't go, nearly won it back, but McInerney comes up with it. Here's Landry. Malika with him, goes inside. And the bucket is good, but the foul will be called on the floor. Landry doesn't like the call.
As well as Foxborough's playing thus far, this is not really how they usually play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually they're slow getting out, and they're a slow tempo team. I don't know if this is exactly how Coach Gibbs planned it going.
3 ball, no good. Again, Delahunt trying to make something happen, couldn't there. Crossover from Board goes inside, and he's wrapped up there. Morrison with it. He tries up and under, and he's fouled on the way up. He'll get to the line. So Joe Morrison will have a pair of free throws here. His team already ahead by 6. Just over a minute left in this opening quarter. Some distractions coming in, but they're no match for Joe Morrison. He scores the first. There it is again from Board. He was knocked down. Just some legal contact there, and Morrison able to draw the foul ultimately. He goes 1 for 2 from the line. Ball bounces around, eventually in the hands of Landry. .50 left here in the first. Step back jumper, and it rattles home. James Clarkson.
Both teams finding their offensive rhythm early. Basketball's a game of runs. Foxborough had theirs early on. Hanover on a little bit of one right now.
Hassett will take a dribble. Goes to Rangioni. 3 Warriors yet to check out of this game as Malika goes inside and gets it. Anthony Malika found a little seam, exploited it, got 2.
He had a few of those in the New Mission game, just very acrobatic.
19-12 Warriors, 15 seconds left. Landry will look for the final shot. Sizing up Matt Rangioni here. Calls a play, 8 seconds left. Landry drives inside, tried to drop it off for McInerney. Malika will hurry, and that's stripped away. Landry again, floats it up, and it goes. What a sequence there. John Landry knocks it down at the buzzer. How about that? Craziest 15 seconds you'll ever see on a basketball court there.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that you're gonna get one of those a night in a high school basketball game. A little bit of inexperience on Malika's part. He had Morrison ahead of him. He could have laid it off. But that's to be expected in high school basketball. You're gonna make mental mistakes. It's the physical ones that are really gonna bother you.
Well, I know we're only a quarter into this one, and Landry's already hit 2 circus threes. But he's really the only offense his team's getting right now. They trail 19-15, actually closer after that 3 than we might have thought originally. He's been a spark for this Hanover team that's really looking for something right now. It's Foxborough, for the most part, clicking on the offensive end.
For Foxborough to maintain that lead going into the second quarter is really important. Although Hanover definitely has the momentum, that 4-point cushion is really going to help. That 8 or 9-0 start they got off to is really going to help. And like I said earlier, basketball's a game of runs. It's back and forth, side to side. Mm-hmm. It's whose run is gonna last longer and whose run is gonna be more fruitful.
It's a great way to put it as Devin Hassett will inbound here right in front of us. He goes to Anthony Malika. The second quarter begins.
Again, Mayer on the bench with 2 fouls. Foul trouble and free throw percentage is gonna be a big outcome in this game.
Inside Morrison, up and off the glass for 2.
A couple times early in this game, Foxborough's taking advantage of the cuts to the lane.
Landry couldn't get it to go, but he gets his own rebound, scores. He's all over the place for this Hanover offense. Here's Joe Morrison. Takes his dribble, spins, Looks for Malika. Instead, he'll go Board in the paint. Corner Malika drives inside. Whistle blows. Be a foul on the ground from Hanover. And immediately a substitution made as number 13, Steven Simon, comes in. For Foxborough, Malika will be replaced by Ryan Hughes. Actually, no, he's replaced by Mayer, right?
Yeah.
Hughes is already in, but right there, Ryan Hughes travels. Doesn't
High
like
school
that call.
basketball is so tough to get in foul trouble because it's such a limited amount of time. As much as you want to go down low and maybe pull some fouls on Landry or McInerney or Delahunt, with that limited amount of time, it's tough.
Inside, McInerney tries to spin, can't. 3 ball, no good from Landry, but a nice move there to get some space. Here's a 3. That one no good either, and underneath it's 12, Andrew Carroll knocks it down. Quick offensive rebound and a score.
Hassick got caught laying back on that one. He allowed his player to get some inside possession.
Morrison was fouled on the way up. He'll get to the line again.
Foxborough definitely losing the rebound battle thus far.
It's funny how quickly the gym can go from being loud and energetic to dead silent here. Morrison misses his first free throw.
Free throws are so important in MIAA playoff games.
His second, no good as well. So 1 for 4 early here for Morrison at the line. Here goes John Landry.
If you would have bet me before the game, Morrison would be 1 for 4 right now. I'd take that bet.
Now inside, Carroll, 3 ball, Landry, good. John Landry, he's fired up. He got the switch onto Hughes and made the most of it. Just like that, Hanover takes the lead, 22-21 with 6 left here in the first half. Another whistle. Underneath, the foul was called. Might have been Carroll, possibly Simon.
The refs are definitely being a little cautious this afternoon. They're being very liberal with the foul calls, and I'm fine with that as long as it's going to be consistent throughout the game.
Board no good off the glass. Hughes right there wrestling for it. There it is inside. Simon unable to get it to go. And a foul called. Once again, those liberal foul calls, like you say, trying to keep this game in check. And now it's Brandon Board getting fired up. Chad, do you see what happened there?
I just saw Board and McInerney getting into it a little bit, jarring back and forth. I don't really, we'll take a look right here. Board just gave him just a flat out bench press push. He got teed up. That's that
competitive edge.
Competitive edge.
All that enthusiasm and passion that Board brings to every game. Sometimes get the most of them there, as you see it here.
There's definitely a few on this team who would have handled that situation a little differently. Not to take anything away from Board, but being a sophomore, he's definitely got that adrenaline pumping a little bit more than maybe one of the seniors.
So it'll be Delahunt who will take the free throw. And that one rattles out. So he can't get his first to go. He'll try another one. No good either. So how about this, the league MVP, 2-time league MVP that is. Can't get it to go, and he'll be replaced at the line for these technical foul shots by John Landry. Landry gets it to go. And now another one, I believe the final technical foul here shot. That one no good, so 1 for 4. And Foxborough definitely dodged the bullet there.
Yeah, timeout by Coach Gibbs here. He's going to tell his kids to calm down, realize that, you're down 2, you had the momentum going early on. All you got to do is make a few of those little plays, and the momentum's yours.
Well, you look at this game and compare it to the new Mission game just a few days ago, and how much different can the two be? Last one, a defensive battle all the way through, only 19-19 and a half. So we're already at 23-21, and still got just about 6 minutes left here in the opening half.
A little disappointed in the Foxborough student section tonight. Hanover came in with a lot of players, a lot of people. They were all standing up and cheering and everything. Foxborough still sitting. A little disappointing. I know if I was over there,
yeah, they need you.
Thing. I'd be standing by myself.
It's a double header here tonight. As right now, Foxborough, of course, the boys taking on Hanover in their tournament game, but later it'll be the girls taking on Stoughton in another tournament game. You see the girls team right there supporting their boys team on the other side. So that'll certainly be a fun matchup, but right now we're focused on the boys. Hanover and Foxborough battling it out here, looking for a trip to the semifinals. Whistle blow, still trying to sort something out over on the far side. Little wet spot. You know, in the last couple of games, Coach Andrew Gentiles kind of just assumed that role. He's the designated wet spot towel assistant, as one might call it. So he'll settle that. Little stoppage here. Looks like we're all set to go, just about. I'm pretty particular about this wet spot, I have to say. Player safety first, I'll give him that.
We don't have Brian Gardner here tonight for our stats.
It's true.
But I do know Mayer has 2 fouls, Morrison with 1, Harrison with 1, Harrison with 2, I believe.
Was it? I was thinking just 1, but
maybe
might
1.
be.
5 for the team.
This is why we need Brian here. He
Yeah.
keeps track of those stats. Well, if all goes well, we'll have him back for next game. But Foxborough's got to take care of business here against Hanover. We're finally underway again as John Landry has it, working against Teddy Mayer inside McInerney. Harrison's right there with him. Jumps over him, can't score. Bounces around. Delahunt finds it, and Morrison wrestles it away. Joe's gonna take it other way. Bounce past Mayer. Corner. Rangione fakes the shot right in. Just a little too soft off the glass. Foxborough bringing a 2-man press.
A couple times Foxborough's just getting outworked on the defensive boards. You know, as much as you want to blame the size and everything, at some point you got to just say, I'm going to go get that ball.
Landry found space but couldn't connect. Here's Morrison.
Morrison doing a good job of slowing things down, realizing a possession here is very important. You need some points out of this possession.
Working against Delahunt. Now it's Rangione. Gets some space, drives inside, throws it up. Nearly had the and one, but he'll take 2 shots at the line instead. With these 2 free throws, he could tie it up. First one no good off the back rim. Couple changes now. As it'll be number 5, Patrick Damon, who checks in.
Foxborough combined 1 for 5 from the line tonight.
2 for 6, yep.
Turn it around from here and you'll be fine. In theory.
Nearly lost control there. There's Carroll. Here's Landry. Finds Carroll underneath. Lays it off McInerney and he scores. Good little combination play there from Hanover.
Again, points on this possession are huge. I'm gonna say for the remainder of the second quarter, you need 15 points.
Oh boy, in 4 minutes, that's a big ask.
Because you know Hanover's not gonna let up.
3-ball Morrison, got it. Joe Morrison comes alive from the corner, knocks it down.
That's a start.
Yeah, at that rate, they'll get to that 15 in no time.
Yeah.
Here goes Carroll. Delahunt spins, looks for Carroll again. Running out of space underneath, but finds McInerney. He throws it back out Landry. 12 seconds on the shot clock as he sets up a play. Double team, but McInerney now has it. He'll go to the corner. 3-ball. That's Damon, and he clanks it off the rim. Here goes Morrison the other way.
Morrison's playing like he's 6'5" under the boards right now. With that vertical leap of his.
Yeah.
And the strength going up through contact. He's going to be key. We knew he was going to be key, but not necessarily expected on the boards, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Here goes Joe Morrison now off the inbounds pass after the kick ball violation. Morrison for three. No good. It's a hot hand, but couldn't convert that time. Landry behind the back, goes inside. Throws it up, no good. Mayo takes it the other way. Now Morrison.
It seems like 3 kids on each possession of Hanover are swarming the offensive board.
Harrison three from downtown. Bobby loves that spot there straight away. He knocks it down there. Gives Foxborough the lead, 28-25. Inside McInerney, up and under and good. Good shot there from the big man. And board, goes to Bobby Harrison. Harrison back off the pass from board, now it's Rangioni. He'll go into the paint, nearly lost the handle, and he did. That's Damon who takes it. Morrison's right there to stop him on the other end, ties it up. But he's able to get it to McInerney just in time for the violation, or the jump ball call, I should say. 3 ball no good from Landry. Now Brandon Board will head the other way.
1 point lead, 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in this half.
Brandon Board. Finds space, now gives it off Morrison, straight inside. And Morrison gets 2 off the glass.
I said it earlier, Foxborough was kind of playing out of their shoes. They needed to go back to what has worked thus far this season, and this is what made them a Division II number 4 seed.
Delahunt's floater in the paint went, and that forced Coach Gibbs to call a timeout. His team leads 30-29, but this Hanover team just won't go away, and we have a shootout on our hands here.
Absolutely. Good possessions by each team over the last 2 minutes.
See it again. This is that 3-pointer from Harrison. You know, if we had a reel of all of his 3-pointers over the last few games, they'd all be pretty much from the same spot. He loves his shot from there, rightfully so. And then Morrison right there, a strong drive, working against 3 different Hanover defenders. Gets it to go.
Yeah, the foul calls have kind of slowed down a little bit in the last 4 minutes, and that's great to see, because you never want to see a high school playoff game come down to foul trouble.
Yeah.
As much as fouls are a part of the game, and they're going to be called, you don't want it to be the outcome, the deciding factor in the game.
Another thing to kind of consider here is Foxborough, you know, as we said earlier, they'd love to, you know, stick with their starting 5, and a lot of these guys have experienced long minutes here tonight and in other games. I don't know if Joe Morrison's come out yet. Board and Rangioni, they've played a ton of minutes as well. Meanwhile, this Hanover team, a little more rotation going on there. Although guys like Landry, Delahunt, they've seen significant time as well. We'll see if fatigue becomes a factor later on.
Full court press by Hanover there. First time Foxborough's seen it tonight.
Harrison.
They handled it well against New Mission.
Harrison's first shot wouldn't go, but his second did. Extends the lead to 3 with 1:30 left in the second quarter.
There he is again, the X factor, Harrison.
Again, Landry throws it up, and somehow that gets in. I believe off the tip from Delahunt or Landry. Maybe a combination of the two, but 2 points there for Hanover. Board goes to Morrison.
If you asked me before the game who's the MVP of the Patriot League, I'd say Landry, not Delahunt.
Right? Well, we got Joe Morrison on Delahunt, so that's always a difficult matchup for the attacking player, as he can't convert there, and now Foxborough heads the other way with speed. Board had it nearly stripped, instead underneath. Harrison, he wants a foul called. Instead, he'll get possession underneath. And that actually worked out somewhat fortunately for the Warriors, as Indians players are questioning the call. Landry finally comes out.
Interesting how the refs didn't communicate with each other on that one to maybe change the call. I'm sure Foxborough is happy with it, but from my vantage point, looked like it's Hanover ball.
He's Board, goes to Morrison. 10 seconds on the shot clock, it's Harrison. Inside, off the glass for 2. He gives a little stare down to the player he beat. It's Carroll. Here's Carroll. 3 ball. No good. Morrison corrals it. It's Clarkson who tried the 3.
The Hanover coach taking out his players to avoid foul trouble is kind of biting them in the butt a little bit here. Foxborough going on a little bit of a run here.
10 seconds
Another
left.
2 points here, maybe 3 is going to even make it worse.
Brandon Board. Now it's Harrison. He'll go inside. Gets 2. And that'll run out the clock here. Foxborough gets the last score of the half and will take a 36-31 lead into the locker rooms. Solid half there from the boys, but an exciting one. And we're really looking forward to this second half going forward.
Yeah, that was a great half by Harrison. A great second quarter by Harrison, and the first quarter was all Rongione and Morrison. Great to see. It's going to be interesting to see if Foxborough is going to be able to, and Hanover for that matter, keep up this pace. Foxborough, we know, is not used to this pace and this scoring output.
Yeah, well, only one way to find out how the teams will react. We'll see you then at the start of the third quarter. And welcome back to the second half of this quarterfinal matchup. Foxborough Warriors and Hanover Indians here at Foxborough High School. Brady Gardner and Chad Burst bringing you the action. It was a back and forth first quarter there. Foxborough started out 8-0 with a strong run, and then Hanover came right back. And here we find ourselves 36-31 as we begin the second half here. Everything to play for. Looking for a matchup in Taunton in the semifinals. That's what's at stake. And we'll see how it plays out here in the next 16 minutes of basketball.
Hanover yet to come out of their locker room. I don't know what's going on in there.
Well, you know, that's kind of a Coach Gibbs move. He loves to take every second he can in the locker room, really get his team going as they come out and start the third. And right now, Coach Hannigan of Hanover is doing the same kind of thing. And here they come to an ovation from the well-traveled Hanover fans. They came all the way out there looking to see their team get a win here, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's not like Hanover's right down the street, you know. It's a good 30, 45 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good travel.
So credit to those Hanover fans you just saw coming out supporting their team. Shows you the kind of basketball culture they have in that school.
You know, we said it before the game and stuff. There's definitely a winning culture over there. Winning the Division III championship last year, and it's shown thus far. They are well versed in playoff basketball. They know where to be, and their coach knows what's going on. Head coach Nick Hannigan. You can tell this isn't his first rodeo, if you will.
So Aaron Boyce will start it off, and here goes the second half. Hanover in the blue, left to right, as it's McInerney. Drives inside, spins, can't get it to go, and Delahunt underneath, unable to win his case, trying to plead for getting the ball, but instead it'll be Foxborough who will take possession underneath their basket. Foxborough with a 5-point lead, looking to build on that here. Always very strong team coming out of the break. We'll see if it's the same here today.
One thing I didn't even really notice in the first half, Daniel Hamza, their big guy in the post, he didn't really even play in the second quarter. You see him out there right now.
It's a great point. And Morrison there fouled on his way up, so he'll get another chance at the line.
Let's take another look at that. Driving baseline, tries to do the reverse layup, just gets
Hard.
hammered.
Yeah. Morrison uncharacteristically inaccurate from the line so far tonight, but not that time. As he hits that, extends the lead to 6.
He's one of those guys that you're never going to count him out. He could be having the worst game of his life. Not that he is tonight, but you're going to give him that last shot at the end of the game. You know what I mean?
So here's John Landry. Played a huge role in this Hanover offense in the first half. We'll expect the same from him here. 3 ball from Boys. Good. Aaron Boys didn't see a ton of the court at the end of that first half, but he's coming alive right now at the start of the third. Here's Morrison off the pass from Board. Now Harrison across from Rongione. Goes to Mayer.
Harrison with a great second quarter there.
Underneath. And that's the former quarterback, Teddy Mayer, finding Matt Rongioni for the layup underneath. Saw the space, got it to the player underneath, scored. Here's Landry, goes to Delahunt. Morrison right there with him. Delahunt forced to give it to McInerney, finds himself outside. Lays it off for Hamza, and he scores. Big man, really getting his first points of the night.
We saw Brandon Board let his emotions get the better of him a little bit in the first half with a technical foul. He looks calm and ready to go for the second half.
Brandon Board drives inside and gets the lefty layup. That's vintage Brandon Board right there, using his power. Go straight in, get the score. 41-36 Foxborough. Coach Gibbs yelling instructions to his team. He wants this as much as anyone else. Inside goes Landry, lays it off for McInerney. Big man finding himself around the perimeter here at the start of the second half. And it's Delahunt with 5 seconds on the shot clock, nearly loses the handle. Morrison's giving him trouble, and he has to throw it up, and no good. As Rongioni and Harrison battle for the rebound. And Harrison getting a little energetic there with Hamza underneath. That'll be exciting to watch. Pass is tipped and goes out of bounds off the fingertips of Landry. Interesting there from Harrison, working against Hamza.
As much as that energy is good to see, at some point it could be detrimental to the efforts.
Kind of like we saw with Brandon Board earlier. Just finding that line and making sure you don't cross it. Here's Board. Morrison spins against McInerney. Off the rim, no good.
That's kind of the Joe Morrison move. Get it into the paint, and that fall away jumper, usually it'll go.
Landry lays it off. Andrew Carroll inside. And Delahunt draws the foul on Morrison. I'll say it was on the shot. Real intention there to get to the line, though, from Delahunt. Knew Morrison would give the contact.
Key that was only Morrison's first foul.
Yeah. First free throw, no good. You know, I was talking actually to my dad during the break, and he said, you know, you look at this kind of interesting technique from Delahunt. It's almost Larry Bird-esque.
Yeah.
Way overhead shot as he gets it to go there.
He's kind of got the same physique and play style as well. Not necessarily fast by any means, not necessarily skilled by any means, but he just finds a way to get it done, you know?
It's true. It's a very hard shot to block, too, when you get it that high over the defenders. And just another reason why he's the league MVP. There's Teddy Mayer. Goes inside Morrison. Morrison drives inside, goes up with it, scores. Foxborough taking every second of the shot clock there, making it count.
Just how Landry got that lucky one to go at the end of the first quarter. That was a lucky one by Morrison. You're gonna need those if you're gonna win a playoff game.
Delahunt lays it off, but it's lost. And now Delahunt comes up with it inside McInerney. And how about those survival skills there from the Hanover team? Turn something into, or nothing into something, I should say. And able to come up with 2 points somehow.
Still a 4-point lead. Neither team really in the rhythm thus far.
Call made. It'll be a foul off the ball. It was Harrison. Only his first of the game. Good for him. Landry will bring it up. It goes to McInerney. Big man playing a lot of minutes here tonight. Delahunt as well, and he gets the score there. He's up for 2 in the paint. That'll make it a one-possession game, 43-41, as Joe Morrison has it from the free throw line, and it goes.
Morrison's gonna have to get him to go if they're gonna maintain this lead. He's their go-to guy on the offensive and defensive end. As much as you want to get the ball in the paint at some point, you're gonna have to make some long-range jumpers.
Speaking of long-range jumper, it was Delahunt, but his wouldn't go. And it's stripped away from Morrison. Delahunt snuck up behind him. Here goes Andrew Carroll. Now back to Delahunt. Oh, circus pass there from Landry, but Delahunt couldn't convert the shot. Again, Carroll comes up with it. Deep 3 from Landry. No good. Somewhat ill-advised shot, and coming in hard there is Hamza. Foul will be on him. A loose ball foul as Harrison's a little heated.
Again, Harrison let the emotion get the better of him a little bit. It was key for Rongione, Board, and Mayer to step in there.
You see Harrison go up. He's got the ball cleanly, but Hamza just tackles him. And we got a little competition of chants here going between the two fan sections. Brandon Board will bring it up. Looks for an option, finds Morrison, I should say. Now Rongione goes to Hassett. He's now in for Harrison. Smart move by Coach Gibbs. Let Harrison cool down a little bit. Morrison jump pass into the corner. Mayer. Morrison for three. In and out. Now Landry, some fancy dribbling to get space on Mayer. Mayer doesn't budge.
This is Landry's game right now. As much as Delahunt has the poise and the scoring ability, Landry, he was the key of the first half, and he's going to have to be the key of the second half.
Jumper from Hamza goes, and he's found life here in the second half.
Hanover doing everything they can to deny the ball into Board on the inbounds.
Foul called here. It'll be against Delahunt. His second of the game. As Mayer checks out, placed by Anthony Malika.
Malika and Hassett, the only two non-starters in there. I feel like I say it every game. They have key minutes until Mayer and Harrison are going to be able to get in again.
And Rongione with it. Working against Hamza. That's a bit of a mismatch. And here's Malika. Goes to Hassett. Board with it. Finds a pick from Hassett. Can't make anything of it as Rongione takes it.
I'm feeling a three-pointer by Rongione here.
Instead of three-pointer from Board. No good. Rebound Hamza. Andrew
Like you
Carroll.
said, that mismatch of Hamza on Rongione is going to have to come from somewhere.
Shot no good as Board took it. Here goes Malika with speed. Drives inside. Scores and the foul. How about Anthony Malika? He shows up in these big moments, and we see it again as he gets to the line for the potential for an and one.
He just went in there and threw his body against the Hanover defender. Let's take another look at it. Biggest play of the game thus far. Knew he was going to get the contact.
His free throw, good. A three-point play gets an ovation from the Foxborough fans.
Wonderful poise there by Malika. He came to play in the fourth quarter against New Mission. Third quarter, he's come to play as well.
Yeah, talk about an increased role on this team for Malika. Just a junior, but he's really performing well as Hamza goes in and scores. And this is just a back and forth game. We said shootout earlier. Well, it's looking to live up to that expectation. Hassett fakes a three in the corner. Goes to Rongione. Now it's Malika. Foxborough settling things down as they like to do. It's Morrison. Goes to Rongione. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rongione inside. Goes up. Can't score. But it falls to Hassett. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Board for three. No good. Rongione's right there. Nearly came up with it, but Landry heard the other way. Doesn't have numbers with him. Makes a move on Morrison. Kicks it out into the corner. Stolen by Rongione. The trailer took it there, and he'll head the other way. It's taken from him.
Backcourt.
And that's a backcourt violation. Number 23, James Clarkson, tried to cut back. Didn't realize where he was on the court. Went back over the line, and the referee was right there to spot it.
There's an energy in this gym that I haven't felt since the Dubrow team and the Lowy team and the Carnino team. Very rarely do you see, in only a quarterfinal game of the Division II South League, the fan sections going back and forth at each other.
10 seconds left in the half. Foxborough leads by 3. As Brandon Board will take it. Lays it off Morrison for three. No good. And Clarkson, just enough time to throw it up. Foul's going to be called. from the ref,
There
but he'll
wasn't
say it doesn't
a
matter.
double dribble. I believe it was before the clock, so they would have, Foxborough would have another possession, but unless the refs want to come over and look at the replay,
Yeah.
we're all set.
Well, referees decide it won't be enough time anyway, so they'll send the teams to the huddles. Quite a quarter, I should say, back and forth all the way, 43-45. Teams really no further apart than they were at the end of the half. You know, Foxborough, we talk about them coming in hot after the break every time. But right now, it's Hanover who's able to stick with them, unlike that New Mission team a few games ago, or last game, I should say.
It'll be interesting to see what Hanover does. They showed a little bit of a full court press at the end of the second half, at the end of the second quarter, rather. I would go back to it if I were them. They need that little extra edge to maybe put Foxborough off of their game plan. Quicken the pace is what I would be saying if I'm Hanover coach. Foxborough, on the other hand, if it's gonna get to that quick pace, I don't know what they're gonna do. They need Mayer, they need Malika, they need Board, Morrison, everybody to be on top of their game, bringing the ball up the court.
For sure. Both teams break the huddle. Final 8 minutes of basketball. One team will go home, sleep well, knowing that they'll be in the tournament semifinal game in a week or so. Probably less than that, actually. Other team will go home upset with their season over. A little extra to play for the seniors, for whom this could be their last game. There's Devin Hassett, goes to Rangioni. Anthony Malika.
All of a sudden, you see a 2-3 zone by Hanover.
Well, you asked what they would do, and that's what it is. Big pass from Malika, he finds Board. Anthony Malika. This kid just never ceases to amaze the Foxborough fans, and he does it again. And Brandon Board with the simple task to just put it up and in. How about that from the Warriors to start the fourth? Inside, no good on the layup opportunity for Clarkson.
Malika looks to get up with a full fast break.
Devin Hassett goes to Joe Morrison. Rangioni with it. Goes to Boren.
Again, that Rangioni-Hamza matchup. Got to take advantage of it.
Malika, Hassett. He drives inside, kicks it out. 3-ball Rangioni. Good! Matt Rangioni, it's his third 3 of the game. 53-45, 6:49 left in this fourth quarter. We're just getting going here. Foul called on Morrison. He doesn't like that. Delahunt tried to find space underneath. See that 3 again from Matt. Corner 3, he loves those. Doesn't miss. Delahunt to inbound. Lobs it up for Clarkson.
Well, he got a good 40 inches off.
Yeah, that was
off the
impressive,
ground,
wasn't it? I thought the same thing. Now Landry. Tried to kick it out, intercepted Board. Now it's more Malika. He'll go quickly. Drives inside, tosses it up. Nearly found it on the circus shot. Now he's got to catch up to the play as Clarkson heads the other way. Barely
That's
got
one of
the
those
pass
possessions
off.
you need to waste the clock a little bit more than that.
3-ball no good from Delahunt. Brandon Borden, he's telling his team smartly to settle down. Here's Rangioni, drives inside, gets to the basket, but he's rejected from Hamza. Delahunt goes up, he's rejected by Morrison. Oh boy. Now it's Rangioni to Morrison. Goes to Rangioni for 3. Oh man, this room would have exploded. The side of the ball was off the foot of a Hanover player. An unforced error there by the Indians. 53-45 with 5:50 left. How about the energy in this gym right now?
Foxborough has all the momentum in the last 45 seconds. They need to parlay this into some points here.
Malika drives, throws it up, draws the foul. Anthony Malika seeing serious minutes here in the fourth, just as he did a few nights ago against New Mission, making the most of them. He'll have another chance here at the line.
Two shots for Malika.
First is good. Extends the lead to 9.
Said it before and I'll say it again. Free throws are, pardon me, sorry. Free throws are imperative in playoff games.
Second one is no good. Patrick Damon back into the game. He'll take it. Working against Malika, his floater wouldn't go, able to get his own offensive rebound and start again with Landry.
Definitely a mismatch with Damon on Malika.
Landry goes up and gets the floater to go.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's Landry's first points of the second half. He's been shut down by a combination of Mayer and Malika and Rangioni.
Yeah, it was a major factor in the first half, but in the second, Foxborough seems to have found the answer against him.
I was wondering if maybe they'd switch Morrison over onto Landry, but they don't. Clearly, they don't need it.
Malika, now Hassett, goes to Board. Tries to throw it up, looking for a foul. Nothing given as Delahunt heads the other way. Morrison, Rose, boys there. A foul called as Morrison starting to get into a little bit of foul trouble as well. That's his third.
5 minutes left. It's not too much of a worry right now, but one more, and it's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on.
First free throw is good. Clarkson comes back into the game for Hamza. Hamza with a strong start there in the third quarter, but he has settled down a little bit, so he'll be replaced.
This quarter reminds me so much of the first quarter. Foxborough went on a little bit of a run, and now it looks like Hanover's going to go on a run.
Offensive rebound by Hanover after the missed free throw. It's Landry to start things up. Fresh shot clock for them, of course, as it's boys for three. No good. Long on that one. Delahunt makes a move. Morrison right with him. Inside Landry floater. Rattles around, no good. Pass it there. Yeah, I don't think Delahunt and actually Landry has come out a little bit. Don't think Delahunt has, and I don't think Morrison has either. But those players showing no sense of fatigue, at least thus far. Here's Morrison. Goes to Hassett.
This has the makings of a game-winning possession here for Foxborough.
Now Morrison for three. Just long, contested three ball there as Delahunt was right in his face.
Those are those possessions Foxborough needs. Don't waste the clock, but use as much of the clock as you can get.
Landry floats it up, gets the score. And he'll head to the line as well with the foul called. Exactly what Hanover needed right now. Chance for a three-point play. Timeout called by Coach Gibbs to talk things over here as we head into the last 3 minutes,
Taking a look
54
at
seconds.
that play by Landry there. He saw the mismatch, took it down towards the baseline, and put up that right-handed floater over Hassett.
Hassett didn't like the call, and it was kind of controversial. But Landry will take it. We'll see if he can hit the free throw at the end of this break here.
Great timeout by Coach Gibbs here. Hanover was definitely going on a run, and he needed to alter the momentum in any way he could.
54-50, underneath 4 minutes remaining. That 9-point lead sure evaporated quickly. Hanover right in it. This game will come down to the wire.
I'll tell you, if you want to watch something, you're sitting around the house watching, I don't know, the golf or something, you might want to put this on.
Whistle blows, teams break the huddles. So Harrison will replace Hassett for Foxborough. Pretty similar lineup, it looks like, for Hanover.
Interesting that Mayer still on the bench. Malika still in there. Malika probably the better offensive threat, but Mayer is undoubtedly one of the better defensive players on this team.
Landry's shot no good. Harrison there for the rebound. So Landry unable to convert on the three-point play. Here goes Malika. Finds Rangioni on the far side. It's for man, finds Morrison. Now it's Malika. Back to Morrison. Spins, drives inside. Lays it back out. Malika, he goes up with it. Wanted a foul called. It was not. Unsuccessful possession for the Warriors.
Junior's not afraid to shoot. When he gets even a little bit of space, he puts it up.
Here goes Boys. He goes up with it. No good off the back rim. It's stolen away. Harrison thought he had it. Taken by Damon. Now it's Landry. Behind the back. Goes inside, throws it up. Another foul called. Landry sure knows how to draw a foul, and he'll have another chance at the line.
towards the end of the first half, Foxborough was getting absolutely dominated on the boards on both ends. And I see a little bit of that right now.
First free throw is good. Andrew Carroll comes back in after a fairly quiet stint there for James Clarkson.
It's going to be Landry and Delahunt against a combination of Board, Morrison, and Rangione, as well as Malika and Harrison are going to be able to shoot. I got a feeling playoff games in high school come down to the stars.
All of a sudden, it's a one-possession game, 54-52. Foxborough still with the lead, but not by much. Here's Harrison, goes to Morrison. 15 seconds on the shot clock, it's tied up. Foul will be on the floor. See who was against. Might have been Delahunt, as it was. So he'll take another foul. Give him 3. 2:48 left. Foxborough inbounding underneath with Malika. Finds Morrison. Fresh shot clock for the Warriors. Morrison to Malika. Finds Harrison. It's Rangione. Top of the key. Goes back to Harrison. Morrison again. Harrison fakes a 3. Drives inside. Kicks it back. Board. He'll go lefty layup. He's fouled on the way up. And Foxborough, exactly what Coach Gibbs wanted there. Take as much of the time as possible and end up getting it to the line.
Those are the possessions Foxborough desperately needs coming down the stretch here. Again, you don't want to waste the clock because you never know if you're going to need it. But take as much of the clock as you can.
Board converts his first. See that foul one more time. Familiar play from Brandon Board, trying to just drive his way to that left side. Hit on the way up by Carroll. Second free throw, no good. 55-52.
We've seen Board have his free throw shooting woes throughout the year. If anybody is going to have to turn it up, it's him.
Here's Poise. One of the preliminary three-point shooters for this Hanover team. We'll look for him to see the ball. Probably underneath. Shot goes from Carroll. Make it a one-point game as we hit the 2-minute mark.
Great move there by Carroll. Knew Harrison was going to jump, just took a baseline reverse layup.
It's Morrison, goes to Harrison. Board. Makes a move. Carroll hit the floor. No call, and Rangione goes right inside and scores. A whistle blows, timeout is called. But a much-needed basket there from Matt Rangione, driving inside and getting 2.
Here's a look at the Rangione play. Board cleared the lane with a forearm shiver to Simon. Carroll, rather.
Yep.
And Rangione filled the lane nicely. He looked like he was a little shaken up coming out of that, but nothing short of a broken bone is going to take him out of this game.
We know the kind of player he is. Never one to give up. Saw it there. Credit to these two fan sections. The primary, causes of this atmosphere we've had here today. It's been a great game, both on the court and off it here in this gym.
And it's a great job of the athletic department to get these kids out. And they know they're going to have a doubleheader with the girls filling in right after.
Yeah, it sure actually, it worked out well there for the Foxborough sports fans. They don't have to leave. So they're here for high school playoff marathon, if you like. Nearly at the end of the first game here, 1:38 left. Foxborough still leads by 3, 57-54 in what's been a shootout. It's coming down to the wire. Boys will inbound it underneath. Foxborough 3-man press, but they'll let off easily as Landry takes it up. Delahunt. Goes to Boys. Landry. Mayer right on him. Landry inside, goes up and scores. He's getting points when they need him to.
Again, I'm baffled Hanover does not go to that full court press again.
1:08 left. 57-55 Warriors. Morrison to Rangione. Harrison, Board. Goes inside, goes up with it. No good. They'll say he got the ball. So Hanover with a chance to tie it. 50 seconds left. Inside Carroll. Goes to Delahunt. Up and in. No good. And it's a tussle for it underneath. They'll say it's a jump ball. Hanover doesn't like that call. So it'll go against them as Foxborough has the possession arrow, I believe. Or do they? We'll find out after the break, but Hanover takes a timeout now.
I do believe Foxborough is going to have possession. They did have the possession arrow. Hanover was the team that took the timeout, though. Let's take another look at the block down on Foxborough's end. You know, now I see the possession arrow right there. I believe it's going to be Hanover's ball now.
That certainly makes things interesting. Hanover with a chance to either tie it up with a 2 or take the lead with a 3. Although the Hanover fans not really doing their team any favors by getting loud over there, possibly preventing the players from hearing their coach. Although I'm sure all the players over there are locked in. Well, Chad, if you're Coach Gibbs, what are you telling the Foxborough boys right now?
Well, it's so tough because we don't know who has possession. But if Foxborough has possession, they're going to get the ball into either Rongione, Morrison, or Harrison, expecting that they're going to start their slow-paced offense. It is Hanover's ball, though.
Yeah.
Man-to-man defense, Morrison on Delahunt, Mayer on Landry.
Landry to inbound.
Hanover with a line set up.
Here's Delahunt. Gives to Landry. 37 seconds left. Landry drives inside, goes up with it. Off the side of the backboard. Delahunt finds it. And he scores. It's a tie game, 57-57 with 28 seconds left. Coach Gibbs takes a timeout. But Hanover have come back and tied this one up.
Great possession there by Hanover. They got it into their scorer, Delahunt. They knew it was going to go to Delahunt. Morrison did everything he could. Just great touch by the senior MVP.
You know what, actually? If the scoreboard's correct, Hanover actually have the lead, 58-57.
Yeah, Hanover with the 1-point lead, 28 seconds to go. It's going to be so interesting to see what Coach Gibbs does here. Shot clock is off. Do you wait for that last shot, or do you just go and you score? Because it's going to be so tough to tell your players if they do go with the waste clock route. If you get an open lane, don't take it. How are you going to tell a high school kid not to do that, you know? My theory is they'll take their time, but if a lane does open up, you got to take it. Because you're not guaranteed anything in the game of basketball. You take what you can get.
Well, here we go.
Also, a 2-point shot here is what they're looking for. If they end up with a 3-point shot, it's going to be quite disappointing.
Hanover will spread the length of the floor. McInney trying to check in, but he can't. Too late for that.
Again, no full court press by Hanover.
Brandon Board.
The Hanover coach definitely told his players, do not foul here.
Shot clock is off, so Foxborough with a chance for the last possession here is Board. Gives to Morrison. Back to Malika. Out, Rongione. 12 seconds left. Morrison. Inside, Board. Posting up, no good. Rebound. Hanover with 4 seconds left. Carroll will be fouled. They've got a 1-point lead and they'll look to extend on it. Things looking pretty good for the Hanover Indians right now. And how quickly things can change. Timeout called by Coach Gibbs. Not really the sequence the Warriors were looking for there. Ford trying to make something happen underneath as the clock wound down. Just couldn't hit his shot when it mattered. And then Hanover fans giving it to the Foxborough fans right now. Their team have done well to bring it back. And they're in a great position to be heading to the semifinals in just a few days.
4 seconds on the shot clock. 2 free throws for Hanover. You make the first one. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do. If they make the second one, they'll go. You have to go for it. It's so tough because if you miss the second one, then a three-point shot wins the game. If you make the second one, you give them a chance to maybe set up an offensive play. Again, I harken back to what I just said. You got to take what you can get in high school basketball. I'm telling my players to make them both.
So it'll be Carroll at the line, I believe. He gets a final instruction from his coach. Delahunt sorting things out for Hanover. Carroll with the biggest free throws of his career.
Foxborough definitely has one thing on their head, on their brain. Get it to a three-point shooter out of this break.
4 seconds left. They'll have to do it quick. It's Carroll. Shot no good. Rebound Delahunt. He'll get fouled, but that ran a second off the clock.
I thought they were in the bonus. Turns out they only got the one foul shot.
So Delahunt now at the line. We talk about Foxborough's lack of height, not really something that you can combat too easily. And right there, come back to bite him with Delahunt getting the rebound.
Again, a 1-and-1.
It's Delahunt, always coming in from the Foxborough fans. His shot, no good. Ball rattles around. Timeout called by Coach Gibbs.
Great call there by Coach Gibbs.
1.6 seconds. Not very generous for the Foxborough team. Would have thought it'd be around the 2 or 3 mark. A little dispute going on between.
Like you said, 1.6 seconds. Coach Gibbs has definitely been working on a play that they've, throughout the whole season, said, you know what, this is going to be the play that we have if we need to coming down the stretch to win a game. I don't know what that's going to be. Hassett's going to come into the game. He just checked in at the table. I expect him to probably be the one to throw the ball in, being the quarterback. He can probably throw it pretty far. Again, you don't need a three-point shot. A two-point shot is going to win the game. Also, Hanover definitely doesn't want to foul.
So the longest 1.6 seconds in sports right now. As we wait for the teams to break the huddles, come out for likely the final sequence of this game.
I don't know if you remember back in the day, the Boston Celtics back when they had Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Rajon Rondo. They had that one play where they would throw the ball in. Usually it'd be Rondo to like Kevin Garnett for a layup, like an alley-oop. That's an option.
We shall see. Brandon Board takes his spot in the offensive paint. Matt Rongioni comes near side. Foxborough still trying to set things up here. The ball will go all the way back underneath Foxborough's hoop. 2.6 seconds left on the clock now. They've increased it by a second. Makes a world of difference in this kind of situation. As Hassett will inbound, McKinney right there with him.
Hassett is able to run the baseline.
Hassett throws it deep. It's knocked down, and Delahunt comes up with it, throws it into the ceiling, and Hanover have won this game. What a game it was. Foxborough with a narrow lead all the way, but right when it mattered, Hanover comes back, comes into this gymnasium, and gets the win.
Great game by Hanover, great game by Foxborough. As much as you don't want to lose, if you're going to lose, make it be one of these games where you put everything on the line, and you did it for your team, and you did it for your town, and you did it for your school.
Yeah, and you can't give enough credit to this Foxborough squad, you know. No real individual star power as they may have had in previous years, you know, with the Dubros, the Lowies, but just a collective group that really came together and really produced a strong turnout this season and a great basketball season for these Foxborough fans here this year.
Yeah, this is going to be a year that, you know, it's going to be sour for a little bit, but you're going to remember this team for the rest of your life.
Let's just take one final look at those Foxborough seniors. They deserve all the credit. Teddy Mayer, Tevin Hassett, Matt Rongioni, Bobby Harrison, Stephen Foster, Joe Morrison, J.T. Burke, and of course, Jack O'Donnell. Solid group of seniors. They've really given everything they had to this Foxborough basketball team, well, and overall organization over the last 4 years. Of course, credit to them for everything they've done, not only this season, but through their high school careers.
As much as this is their last game, this is our last game too.
Yeah, well,
It's been a pleasure.
it really has.
I appreciate you inviting me to do this freshman year and allow the FCA to allow us to do this. It's been awesome.
Well, Chad, it's been a good run. Of course, thank you to everyone who's made it so great over these 4 years. You know, names like Mike Weber, Mike Everson, Matt Shea, Scott Daniels, and so many others who have done so much for us over the years. Can't thank them enough, and all the FCA volunteers, of course. But finally, for the last time, signing off for Chad Burst, I'm Brady Gardner. Thanks for watching.
It's on board. It was number 31 Bickett underneath.
3, got it.
On board.
Bounce pass inside to Squeaky Harrison. He goes right inside and gets the layup from him today. Board for 3. Got it. Brandon Board, he's got 6 on the night. Knocks it down. It out. Rongioni 3. Good. Matt Rongioni too early out of this game. As Malika goes inside and gets it. Malika. 3-ball Morrison. Got it. Joe Morrison comes alive from the shot clock. Harrison. Inside off the glass for 2. Drives inside, goes up with it, scores. Malako taking every second. Goes Malako with speed, drives inside, scores and the foul. Massive. Drives inside, kicks it out. 3-ball Rongioni. Good. Matt Rongioni, it's just barrel hit the floor. No call, and Rongioni goes right inside and scores.